this. I'm going to admit it. I tend to get sucked into whatever I'm doing, whether it's my phone or a book or whatever.
Or Candy Crush.
And I'm not necessarily fully engaged. So we're going to take care of my problem and a few of yours. So joining us now to discuss the effects of phoning in your parenting responsibilities, we have Marty Calder, licensed family counselor at Center Counseling.
Marty. Oh,
yeah,
Marty.
It's your turn now.
Oh,
right,
sorry.
Right here. Focus.
Oh, where am I?
Yeah,
there
right
we
here.
go.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about, we have so many tools. We have so many different ways that we can get distracted. What are, I want to say, technology has its place. Technology can be a tool that we use. How come we get so engrossed in the technology that we start ignoring those people around us that are close to us?
You know, the biggest key, and that was a little funny joke. My wife, I thought maybe my wife had called you, but.
Oh, so this might be a little close to home.
For me. So one of the things is that it is very instant and it's very engaging itself. Mm-hmm. So we can go anywhere, as I saw on the internet. You know, what would you do if somebody came up here from the 1830s? What's the biggest thing? That we have almost all the world's knowledge in an instant. And it's awesome. They have videos and pictures. I mean, it is much more engaging a lot of times than real life is. And that's the real tough thing for people to put it down.
So when it comes to your kids, I mean, it's one thing if you're on your phone here and there, but what if your kids really feel like they can't reach you, that they can't talk to you? What are some of the outcomes of that? Well,
one of the things is that you're going to miss out on stuff that may not only be important to them and in their best interest, but also maybe things that are problem areas or things that you didn't notice because you were engaged in something else. That could be things like abuse. That could be just their overall, you know, we talked about bullying a lot and stuff this last couple of months, and other things that are going on in their lives that suddenly you're not aware of because you're not engaged with them.
Because you're distracted.
Right.
Aside from just taking whatever the technology is, putting it aside, if you're already in this pattern of distracted parenting, how do you break out of it?
And that is, I mean, like I said, I really am guilty of doing it. You know, I like doing my iPad or whatever and watching TV. My wife thinks I'm crazy, you know, on my phone and everything like that. And one of the things, and this is kind of, my mom used to do this with kind of church stuff, is like, you can't suddenly go from everybody being engaged to like, okay, we're all turning off our phones now, and we're not going to have them, whatever, for a certain amount of time.
Right.
Not very often does stopping something cold turkey ever work. You've got to replace it with something else. Okay. So my suggestion would be to have some time, you know, so I think on your article and that kind of stuff around the dinner table, and we're, you know, going to this place, or we're doing this thing at this time, we're not going to have our electronic media. Other times we can. And I think that's a good way to set a pattern to say, and then to have some time, you know, I'm always been a big advocate of connecting with your kids in fun activities. And if, you know, daddy-daughter dates or father-son outings or mom and daughter kind of things, those kind of things are great to spend a few minutes in the car and be able to interact and talk to each other back and forth.
Are there then either certain times of the day that are especially crucial to be paying attention, put your phone away? Are there certain times of a child's life that it's more important to be extra engaged? That makes a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, you know, after school time is always important, and that's when kids a lot of times want to have some downtime. And so it's a little bit of balance there. We struggle that with my own daughter. You know, she wants to be able to come home from school at 4 o'clock and be able to sort of engage in her electronic media and not sort of engage with us a little bit. But that's a tough one you can't have them, she'd like to spend the whole night in there, you know, not really engage with us at all. But that's one of the things that we have to be concerned about. And with little kids, I think you need to be aware of what's going on. It's one thing to have some time that, you know, they're playing and you're on the media or whatever. It's another one when things are happening and you're missing it. You know, I always see like if you've seen those little things on videos and stuff where the guy is sitting in fast motions going around him. Yeah. I think that's the problem. If you can't look up and kind of know what's going on pretty instantly, then there's a problem.
Okay.
So as parents, carve out some time.
Yep.
It you know, it means putting it down every once in a while.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be there. The internet will be there when you come back.
It's not going to
It is.
disappear.
It's tough.
25 years.
Like I said, I'm having my own withdrawals about it.
And you start getting the shakes and everything.
That's right.
But just carve out some time and pay attention to your kids.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, because one of the things is that you want to be able to have the kind of relationship to know when things are going on with them. If you're not engaged, and that may mean that you just think everything's fine, you see sort of the surface level of things, like I said, then you're going to miss out on things, and that could be really detrimental, because what will happen is kids aren't going to come back and back, especially teens, older adolescents. They're not going to keep messing with you, so to speak.
You need to catch that moment.
Right. If they're going to talk to you, then yeah, you need to say, great, let's talk about that, because they're going to seek it out elsewhere, and most likely, unfortunately, on the internet with maybe not the most safe
Upstanding
people.
citizen.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, Marty, thank you so much for coming on today. We appreciate that.